And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from MainStreet, Roswell, Molly Boyles back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday.
Yes. I'm so excited. So I'm frustrated that we never really had a winter. But, these temperatures have been fantastic.
It is not. Today's a real mixed bag. You're like, 82, yes.
Wind.
40-mile-an-hour wind, not so much.
Serious frustration. I am worried about some of our fruit trees and our nut trees, our pecan harvest.
Sure.
How many of these trees are going to get fooled? Because it's still pretty early.
Yeah,
realistically, we could very easily have a really hard freeze still.
Yeah. It is southeast New Mexico,
yes.
And just when you think, you're in a season, they turn around and change it on you.
Right, yes.
Well, good news is should be good temperatures for tonight's First Friday.
And I think by then the wind will have chilled out.
Chilled a little bit, but in case for folks, vendors and nonprofits are going to be setting up tents or booths, might want to hammer down those a little bit more.
Bring some extra rocks for the pockets, and definitely if you've got a tablecloth, you're going to want clamps.
Yeah, maybe get a chin strap for your Dr. Seuss hats tonight.
There you go. Yes.
Because a tall hat, probably not the best in the wind right now.
No, we'll be chasing those from here to Artesia, or depending on which way the wind is blowing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But nonetheless, we want to invite everyone to come out. It's the first Friday of March. It kind of snuck up on us with a busy week of elections and presidents talking and everything going on.
Right.
But tonight is the first Friday of March.
Yes.
And this is a fun one with promoting Dr. Seuss reading. All that's kind of the theme for tonight.
It is. So, we always, as a group, talk about kids and trying to find ways to keep kids engaged in our local community. And one of the best things we can do is everybody to encourage kids to read. So not only do we have the Dr. Seuss birthday that's being celebrated at this point in time, but I don't know how many people know that the Dolly Parton Imagination Library is available.
Oh, cool.
Yes. So that one, that is actually through the... Give me just a moment. I will think of who's doing that.
It'll come down.
I believe, is it the United Way? Oh, holy cow. I feel so bad.
Okay.
Because now I can't remember. I'm going to have to look it up. But
all right.
It's a free program where young children can be sent books every month.
Okay. In the mail kind of thing?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a program. Dolly Parton pays for it. It's I'm sure through different grants and so forth.
I've heard a little bit about it, but I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yes. So I'll find that in a moment. But for this evening, so I don't look quite so bad. For this evening, we have quite a few of our stores that, of course, will be open late.
Sure.
Encouraging reading and so on.
Yeah.
And we also have the Matthew Palmer bands coming out tonight.
They'll be at Stellar, I think.
Yes, and we have, so we don't always have free music. It depends. A lot of it is definitely temperature dependent
or
weather
related.
Yes.
I mean, if it's cold out, no one wants to hang out. I don't care how good the music is. I'm like, I'll catch it on CD.
Right. So yes, we have. It's Chavez County United Way. So it is.
Okay.
It's Chavez County United Way. I did have that right. Oh, thank goodness. So they are partnering with the Imagination. It's Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. So you can go online and look up imaginationlibrary.com.
Okay.
And you can get your kids signed up
for it.
Yes.
Is there an age requirement or age?
I believe it's from birth to 6, maybe 8.
Okay, good deal. So it's the early developing reading ages there.
Yes,
gotcha.
It is to encourage the parents to read to their children and read with their children as they get older.
And I'll tell you this, I've read enough studies and talked to enough librarians and experts and things. The more you expose your kids to reading in books, especially at infants reading them and all that, it does. There's enough studies to prove that there's enough evidence to say that those kids generally are better thinkers, critical thinkers, reading skills, all the things we're trying to teach them.
Right.
They develop those skills at a much earlier age when you're reading to them, when you're and it's not even when they're infants and you're just reading books or singing, or it's all about that interaction and everything.
It's that interaction, and it's my understanding much of it is engaging their imagination. The moment you engage their imagination, that opens up so many more doors in the brain.
Yeah.
There's all these electrical impulses that have to connect to get things to stick. And it's my understanding once the imagination is engaged, it really does allow for the kids to absorb more, not to just hear the words, but as their imagination kicks in.
I wonder, and there's a reason I'm a radio DJ, but you always hear things like we only actually use like 10% of our brains or something like that. I wonder if some of these things actually unlock maybe they go to 11% or something. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if that, and I have no idea. I'm just speculating here, but I wonder.
So one of the things about that 10% of the brain thing, it's not that literally there's only 10% of the brain itself that ever gets used. It's that at any given moment, there is only 10% of the brain engaged in whatever you're doing.
Okay.
It's not literally that the other 90% is completely worthless.
I just didn't know if it's like potential. Like
I would think.
You know what I mean? Like you always, and I hate doing this, using movies and things, but there's that movie Lucy that was out a couple years ago, and it's Scarlett Johansson. The whole premise of the movie is there's some drug that actually enhances more of her brain, and next thing you know, she speaks foreign languages, does karate, and Lord knows what other things she does. But yeah, that's kind of the premise of the movie. And I was just like, and I know that's a movie, but at some point you're like, I'm wondering, doing these things, if we actually unlock where there's more potential out of there. You know what I mean?
I would say that would be accurate.
Yeah.
My understanding of young childhood development, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist or any of that.
I'm just a guy spitballing.
Yeah, from what I read when my children were very young and I was trying to understand what is it I'm supposed to do as a mom, because my mother died before my kids. She only got to meet one of my children, so I didn't have someone to help me.
Sure, a grandma to come in and be grandma.
And my husband's mother lived in El Paso and wasn't.
So you didn't get to see her all the time. Yeah.
So one of the things I remember reading was that the brain, again, it's these electrical impulses that connect, and the more of those that you can get to make a full connection. So as an infant, those connections are not yet made, and so each experience the child has makes another full connection.
Okay.
And so each of those bridges you can build, those connections, help to allow another area to open up and to be used to have the memories. So
it kind of like a more scientific version of what I just said.
Yes.
But and actually the evidence to back it a little bit.
There's a movie, and I wish I could remember the name of it. It's a cartoon talking about the brain and how the brain works.
Yeah, they had the different parts of it.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of it, too, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it was a great explanation for children to understand that there are certain memories and certain things that we learn that are there forever, and they are the core of who we are. Yeah. Anyway, we've gotten totally off subject. I don't know how that happens.
It's the morning show. I'm surprised it's only happened once so far.
Right? Anyway,
but the point is, Dr. Seuss tonight.
Yes, reading. It's important, guys.
And sign your children up for the Dolly Parton Imagination Program. You can do it. What's that website again?
ImaginationLibrary.com.
Very good. And of course, you talk to the United Way of Chaves County. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. And thank you. Thank you so much to the United Way, because it is a program I remember hearing about for years and knew it wasn't available here. I'm so excited. They brought it here. I believe it's been 2 years now. They brought it to Roswell, because you have to have a sponsoring entity and so forth to be able to bring it into your community. So it's very exciting that they stepped up and did that for our youth.
And Dolly Parton's had a history of doing this kind of stuff.
Yes.
That her big passion is kids and reading. That's one of many, but that's one of the big ones.
Yes, it is.
And she's this has kind of been her mantra pretty much since she's kind of taken a backseat to singing and more to, the less public life. She's been doing this kind of stuff.
Right. Yes.
So.
Yes. She has a dedication to the humanities.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's if you think about it, and it makes sense, because anytime I don't care if you're a fan of Dolly Parton's music or not.
Right.
There's not a person on the planet that says I hate Dolly Parton. It's like she's just a wonderful lady. Even if you're not a fan of her singing, you can't deny she's a good human being.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's awesome. So,
yes.
By the way, her singing, she's an amazing singer, but I'm a bigger fan of her acting. 9 to 5 is a movie I love.
Oh, I love that one.
I haven't seen it in years, but I've seen it 1,000 times.
Yes.
I'd watch it today if it popped up on TV.
Yes, that is. If you guys haven't seen that one, that's a good one. Yes,
it's one of my favorite movies. She's done other. I mean, Steel Magnolia. I'm not looking for those crime movies. I want something to laugh.
Yeah, and Steel Magnolia, she didn't play as big a part, I don't think.
Well, and to be honest. And I say this in looking back, 9 to 5 was very much a period piece on women's strength in being, being
in the workplace.
Yeah, it was women's fighting for their equality type
Yes.
Type movie, and she does an amazing job as that character. She kind of,
Oh, yeah.
'cause a part of you kind of thinks a little of that character is actually her. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, she's playing a character, but if you came up on Dolly with some of the trivial, some of the crap she was dealing with in that movie,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like she wouldn't, like, that's how she'd handle it, obviously at that time in
Yes.
real life, you know what I mean? Like, she was not one that, she was, we got way off topic again, but she's one that has a personality. She's like the sweetest, nicest person on the planet, unless you cross her, and then hell's coming with her, kind of mode.
Yes.
That was and I feel
can
like
see
Dolly
that. Yes.
might be like
absolutely.
that in real life a little bit.
Yes,
You know what
yes.
I mean? So.
Probably a really long fuse.
Yeah.
But boy, you don't want to be standing there when it gets down to the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, get on the thing. That was the whole point.
Yes. Yes. So.
What else do we want to talk about First Friday tonight
Okay,
here?
so like I said, we've got music. Guys, we've got a lot going on downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Several of our businesses are going to be open. I was unable to touch base with many of the businesses.
I've seen a few
this past-
online on Facebook,
Yes.
their promotions and things like
Yes.
Imaginat's going to be doing a big Dr. Seuss thing and pictures and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So visit there.
So we do hope that everybody comes out. The
Yeah.
weather is getting nice, and we're getting ready for that time change. So we're going to be
Yeah.
able to have our evenings, our first Fridays are going to last a little longer.
Good. Yeah, the weather should be get a little nicer and things
Yes.
here. So maybe
Yes.
maybe I know we like to visit our favorite restaurants and things when we're downtown here for that. Maybe I don't know, if not tonight, maybe next month we can start doing some on the patio type stuff and
The weather should turn around by then.
yeah, as long
I
as the
think
winds
most
stay
of them-
down, it'll be just fine.
Yeah, I think most of them start that usually in April.
Okay.
I don't know that they started in March. I
Yeah.
would have to double check with several of them.
Are some of the food trucks going to be out there tonight, or is it mostly just the restaurants?
Not that I've not yet heard about food trucks.
Okay.
We're
But
still
our
working on
favorite
some of that.
restaurants will certainly,
Oh, yes.
where you go to Peppers or El Toro Bravo or Stellar Coffee, or any of the
and
great places.
Martins, and-
I'm leaving somebody out.
Yeah.
I always do this.
La
but they're all
Gran
good.
Victoria.
Yeah. They're all,
Yes.
By the way, I last Saturday night I went and saw the Roswell Communal Theaters play,
Yes.
Four Old Broads. But before we went and had dinner over at La Gran Victoria, and I don't know what, and they have great Mexican food. Love it. Awesome.
Yes.
But I don't know what they do with their French fries. They have amazing French fries. I love their French. Like they have awesome burgers. But if you just don't want a burger, they got in the appetizers corn nuggets and fries. Get you one of those. And
Really?
I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about the fries. I don't know if they double fry them. I could literally eat them without ketchup and stuff. They're that tasty to me. So tip: go to the Mexican place and get French fries.
There you go. You know? that whole French fries and French toast thing. As a young child, traveled to France, and I was absolutely devastated when the waiter couldn't bring me French fries. I was devastated as a young child. I mean,
Yeah.
apparently I made quite the scene. I was probably 5. So
I'm in France and I can't get French fries.
Right, yeah. I did not understand anyway. But you mentioned something about sorting. We do have our cap sorting tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Yes,
These
so-
are for the benches.
Yes.
The caps for the benches.
Right.
here.
So anybody that's been collecting caps, feel free to reach out, leave a message at 575-914-8018
Okay.
or 8017.
Okay.
You can leave a message. I will do my best to get everything picked up
Okay.
before sorting tomorrow morning. We're just going to run it for about 3 hours. So if you're available anytime between 9 and 12,
Sure.
even if you can only come in for 20, 30 minutes or an
Yeah.
hour, please stop on by. We're going to be there at Hawks Automotive,
Okay.
which is at the corner of...
I know where it's at. I couldn't tell you the streets. I'm
it's
bad at streets.
Grand and Lincoln. Lincoln and Grand.
Okay.
I believe is the
That
intersection.
sounds right. When you say Lincoln, I feel
yes,
like that.
it is
that's
on
right,
Lincoln.
yeah.
It is on Lincoln where it dead ends there. So you would, off of 2nd Street, you're going to turn south on Lincoln.
Yeah.
And it'll be at the end of that street on your right-hand side.
Yeah.
So, and it's an easy job, and it's actually a lot of fun. We get to joking around and,
Sure.
you know.
I would imagine people that, like, there's a certain group of people, like, it's in their DNA. They love like that's a cathartic thing for them to blue, green, whatever it is,
Oh,
size,
and it's not
whatever.
color. It's
Yeah,
not
by
color,
size
yes.
or type or whatever
Type.
it is. But there's people that love to, they're those people that like put their change quarters, nickel. You know what I mean? They're those kind of people. So this is your Shangri-La tomorrow is to come and do that. Like if you like bubble popping and things like, I feel like this is your play date.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I'm the change sorter in my house, and it's funny because my husband has a bowl on his side of the vanity, and he dumps his change in there, and every so often he'll go, hey, everyone, it's someone's turn to sort change, and my kids will go running, and I'm like, don't touch it.
That's my job.
Mine.
Get your own changes.
Yeah, everybody in the family knows that's my thing. I love it.
Sure.
I love to sit there and sort them out.
Yeah.
And it's so dumb to,
It's like my mother-in-law is like that with ironing.
Really?
Like that's her. Like she loves to iron, and like I'll go to her house and like, you want me to iron something? Like I don't have. Oh, that's okay. I'll iron it anyway. And I'm like,
right.
Which it did not travel to her daughter, by the way. My wife, I think I've counted the number of times on one hand the times I've seen her iron something. So.
It is probably that instant gratification.
Yeah.
Because I can remember when my oldest was in school and I had the time at that point to iron, and I won't say I enjoyed it, but I did get satisfaction from it because
Gotcha.
you could take a horribly wrinkled shirt, oh my goodness, that was straight out of the dryer, just looked awful, and boy, you touch it and it was a great sense of accomplishment to get all those wrinkles out and have it looking so spiffy.
I think the military cured me of my desire to like doing that.
Oh yeah, I would imagine you had to.
Yeah. Well, and I was an airman, and I couldn't afford to take my uniforms to the cleaners every week. That's a lot of money for a guy making no money, And so, it was a lot of ironing myself and so much starch.
Oh,
and, to make these, basically, for them, they almost want them shirts to stand up on their own with these creases that you could cut butter with, And that's kind of what I had them do, know. So, you know how you do that? A lot of ironing and a lot of starch.
Yes, yes. And I did find out at that point in life that if I put enough starch on a shirt, and then when I got ready to wash it, if I washed it on cold, I might not have to iron it the next go round.
Oh.
But then I finally found kid size no iron shirts that didn't require the ironing. I was like, oh, thank you.
No iron's the best invention in the 21st century, I think. No iron shirts and pants.
It was I was like, oh, thank goodness. Now I have time for other things because, it does. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And when you're doing stuff for 5, 6, 7-year-olds, it's little stuff. Well, you would think it takes less time. Guess what? It doesn't really take less time.
Because you got to pay more attention to detail.
Yes.
It's tighter turns and
Right. It's like when somebody goes in for a haircut and they tell the hairdresser, well, I just need a little trim, just a little bit off. So you don't need to charge me for a full haircut. It's like, no, they're still doing the same number of cuts, I assure you.
Well, you want it even, right? And that takes a little attention to detail. It's not like you're going, well, there it is. Goodbye. See you later.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's a hairdresser, and she's like, I just don't understand when somebody comes in and they go, well, I just want a trim, so don't charge me full price. I'm like, wait, what?
No, you want to know what's actually easier? Them taking the buzz thing, go, you're out the door. That's easier.
Right. But again, off subject. So we have sorting day on
3
Saturday.
times.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You and I are not good together trying to stay on subject.
Well, but I think we're doing good. We got out first Friday. We got the sorting event going here. So we're getting the information out, just a lot of in between.
So we have several things coming up in March for our stakeholders. So I don't know how many are aware that our stakeholders, we try to, keep in touch with our business and property owners and business managers so that everybody kind of knows what's going on in the downtown district, obviously for our First Fridays, but there's other stuff that comes up. So I'm very thankful to Grace Fresquez over at the RPD, who is offering to come in and talk with our merchants about, we're going to try to set up a neighborhood watch. From time to time, there's issues downtown, and it's great when everybody can be watching out for one another. So,
and that's kind of the beauty of being in the MainStreet corridor.
Yes.
It is a family.
Yes.
I mean, you're all your own business and trying to do your own thing, but at the end of the day, you all kind of need each other.
Yes.
To bring the people in to make it a great community. Because if it's a great downtown, then more people are going to come, which means more business for all the vendors that
absolutely
call it home. Yeah.
And we do want everybody to be communicating with one another. If and that's one of the things when we first started the stakeholders group until COVID hit, what we were doing was we were meeting at different businesses each month.
Okay.
And that gave everybody a very good feel for which businesses carried what product.
Sure.
So that if you had a
You
customer,
learn about each other.
Yes. If you had a customer come into your store and say, oh, well, I'm looking for such and such. You know what? I remember seeing such and such at so-and-so's store.
Talk to so-and-so, yeah.
Yes. So it was a great way to be able to cross-promote one another to have a good feel for the merchandise carried by others.
So is that in the works to try to get back to that in the future here?
Yes,
Good.
yes. We are hoping that we can go back to.
Plus, it gives a chance for each business to show off their business a little bit. Kind of like the chamber does the business after hours for things. It's kind of like Main Street's version of that for your own group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does, honestly, it's an education.
So I imagine places like Peppers and El Toro Bravo, anything that serves food, they get a big turnout for those meetings.
Yes. Yes.
It's just worth of human nature. Sorry.
Yeah.
You cook food, people come running. That's just science. Sorry.
It is. It is. Which brings me to another thing that Main Street's got coming up. Get with us for the details because we're still working on it. We're going to be doing a spring fundraiser April 9th.
Okay.
We will have tickets available probably by the middle of this month.
Okay.
It's going to be out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. It's going to be a candy bar fundraiser.
Okay.
So get with us. We would love to have you come out and join us.
Cool.
Like I said, we don't have all of our details quite yet.
Is it fundraising for the Main Street?
For the Main Street organization.
Cool.
We have several things we want to try to do this year. We just had our board retreat and came up with a list of things that we want to talk to our city planner and our city liaison with as far as what is on the city's top list.
Gotcha.
Because we have the downtown master plan, but it's about 10 years old.
Sure.
Actually, it's a little more than 10 years old. And so one of the things that Main Street Roswell wants to do is to reach out to New Mexico Main Street and get an update to that. And that's something that the city, Main Street Roswell, and Main Street New Mexico could all work together to get this updated. And it's extremely helpful, not just for Main Street. It helps the city to see what the next steps are to improve and expand the businesses and the district.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one of the things that we're hoping to be able to approach New Mexico Main Street about is a re-up on a renewal on the downtown.
And that partnership has got to happen.
Absolutely.
It's because at the end of the day, the city can't grow and be great without the Main Street corridor, and vice versa. Main Street can't grow and thrive without help from the city either.
Absolutely.
That's something that's I mean, shoot. City government's right in the Main Street corridor, for Pete's sake. You know what I mean? It's all we all literally live in the same areas here, and so that partnership's. I know, I'm guessing the city just kind of had that. They keep lack of a better term, like an on-call crew that's kind of been servicing. I know that's been very helpful for the last couple months for Main Street.
It has,
and keeping updating like street lights out and just little things like that.
Yes. Yes, and so for anybody who lives in the city that doesn't know about the Fix-It forms, oh my gosh, those are such a huge help for anybody who lives in the city. If you see something wrong, whether it be a leak or when we were taking down the Christmas decorations, the Santa hats, one of the things that I noticed was several of the water hole covers, either the ones for actual city water or the ones that had originally been put in for the watering of pots and trees there along Main Street. Several of those were in either missing or broken.
Gotcha.
And so I was able to do those Fix-It forms, and I know that they've already been working on that. So it was quick.
That is cool.
It is.
And I've heard, I guess that's a thing with the manhole covers kind of thing. I guess there's something that they get exposed to that erodes over time, and so I think they're in a process of they're just having to replace them because now's that time where they're starting to be affected by whatever science is eroding that in the methane or whatever's under there.
So the smaller covers that I was talking about for the water system that originally went to the trees.
Smaller ones. I gotcha.
Those smaller ones are plastic.
The ones I keep hitting with your lawnmower.
Well, these are along the brick area along Main Street, but they're plastic. So our UV light and our high temperatures, I'm sure are very damaging for those. And I don't know how long they've been in the ground.
Okay.
So it's just things like that. And it's not something. as you're driving down the street, you're not going to notice it.
Sure.
It's not unless you're out walking that you're going to notice it. So,
absolutely.
And these things, you know, a lot of people might look at it and go, oh, whatever, and keep walking. But if you stop for a moment and think about it, that could actually be a problem for somebody.
Sure.
Somebody could very easily trip on that,
Absolutely.
you know.
Yeah.
So
it's a lawsuit or a risk waiting to happen.
You know,
yeah, it could be.
No one wants to see somebody get hurt.
Sure.
So if you see something like that, by all means, please send it and fix it for them. And anywhere in town, that's not just for downtown.
And obviously,
anywhere in town when you see something that needs fixing.
And obviously, the Main Street corridor, that's one of the big things is they want as much foot traffic going up and down those streets as possible. And so little things like that, we're human beings. When you walk down a street or some place especially you've never been before, you're taking it all in, and you're formulating opinions like, oh man, they really take care of things around here. You know, those are all indicators to people on how, you know, they want to come back or how much time they want to spend here or any of that kind of stuff. And if you're going downtown and there's trash everywhere, people just doing bad, you know what I mean? Just loitering in places and people like, I don't want to go down there. I want to just kind of walk through, stroll, maybe sit down, have something to eat, maybe go sit on the courthouse lawn and read a book for a little bit. I mean, that's the kind of stuff they want to do. And if it's not pretty or nice, they're not going to do that. They're going to go places like that. So that's why it's so important to keep that up, because let's face it, most people that come to this city, we have a lot of people that come to this city that never been here before, or don't live here, or don't come here very often, and we love for them when they do go back to their homes or travel. They said, man, that was a beautiful time. I walked downtown in Roswell. I had a great lunch. The people were very friendly. I was asking for things to do, and they told me to go here, and here. And, you know, that's what we want for people to remember. So when they come back through here, that they say, you know what, when they're next time they're taking a vacation or travel, it's like, yeah, let's bring so-and-so and stop through Roswell and go see some of that stuff, or go to the museum, or go, one of the other 1,000 things we've got that's going on here that everyone says we don't have nothing to do about, that stuff. But that's really, so these things we're talking about, something about reporting a cover missing or something like that's what we're talking about. It's all, it's just like your house. If you have a table or chair that breaks, is it crucial you fix it right at that moment? Probably not. But you know what? You
gotta put it on a list.
Yeah, but your own mental health, your own peace of mind, you're like, all right, my space is now fixed. Now that you know what I mean. And that's no different here, is what we're talking.
Well, and that was one of the things I was thinking as you were talking about people coming to visit. If you happen to be walking in your front yard and you see a piece of trash, you're going to pick it up and throw it in the trash can, right?
Most people.
So we ask that if you're out and about downtown or anywhere in the city and you're in a public space and you happen to see a piece of trash, pick it up.
Sure.
Find a
find in the street. Don't
go running out in front of the traffic.
But yeah,
please,
if you're walking up the sidewalk and there's a Coke bottle sitting there, so pick it up and toss it or get rid of it. Yeah.
Yes. So just encourage, and that's civic pride.
Yeah.
It's easy. It doesn't take you but a moment, and you probably nobody saw you do it, and it's one of those things of you do right even when someone's not watching.
Sure.
So, keep that in mind too.
I always just remind people, it doesn't cost you anything to be nice to people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can get so much more done. And if you're just, yes, be passionate, be on your convictions and things, but at the same time, be nice. It's not that hard.
Right.
Not that hard.
Right.
Things will get a lot easier.
One of the things I forgot to mention was for February, we did Main Street Has a Heart. And unfortunately, I ended up with the flu. Of all things, I ended up with flu, and so I was unable to follow through with getting our presentation date set up.
Okay.
So we're looking at March 16th for a presentation
day.
So
here in a week or two.
Yes. Yeah. So March 16th, we'll most likely do it right here in Reichman.
Reichman Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll invite each of the businesses to come out along with whichever charity that they were raising funds or materials for, and do their presentation. And we hope to have, of course, some press out there and all that kind of stuff.
And see it, and it's always fun because you got the mural backdrop there.
Yes.
It's kind of a cool.
We love that spot.
Yeah.
It does make for a beautiful picture.
It is.
It really does.
If you haven't been to Reichman Park or hung out in there in the last year or so, you should. It's beautiful. The tile work you could spend hours just looking at the tile work, and because that was all like hand painted by kids and things and different people public,
all over the community.
And
yes.
then they put that in there. I mean, the mural, and they actually set it up. It's pretty. They did a kind of a smart thing where when they did the remodel on that area here, they set it up so for bands and things, it's easy to plug in and do all the stuff that. So even it's an outdoor place. They still have the amenities they need to do live music or do any kind of little presentation out there.
Well, and I will throw out that if it's an area that you want to utilize as a gathering place for your family or something, you do need to get with the city. It is considered a city park. So you do have to have permissions to be there. As far as I know, there's not a fee unless you are plugging into the electricity, if I remember correctly. So, but you do need to make sure you get that permitting. But it's a great little place to have a group of people. You're right there along Main Street, and then on the back side there's some beautiful ironwork. They've got a beautiful wrought iron fence there. And everything was done very, very well. It's a beautiful little spot.
Pretty little park.
Yes, it is.
It is. So go have lunch there. If you work downtown or ever, go grab you a lunch from one of these local vendors here and go sit out there and eat it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think that it was about it.
Okay, good. I was looking. I was like, we're running short time.
Yeah,
we better get it in
We're running short. I talked about our fundraiser April 9th. If you want info on that, like I said, our phone number is 575-914-8018 or even the 8017. And you can leave a message.
You can always reach out via social media, Facebook. MainStreet Roswell has a Facebook page.
And an Instagram.
Those are great ways to, if you have questions or anything, to get a response. Of course, MainStreet Roswell's website, MainStreetRoswell.org.
Yes.
You can go there and see, like if you want to be involved in future First Fridays, and maybe you're a band or a nonprofit that would like to be a part of it. You'll find your information you need there on the MainStreet website.
Yeah, so we do encourage nonprofits to come out during that First Friday.
Yeah.
Especially as our weather gets nicer, we are going to be seeing more and more people out walking. Yeah. And if you're needing to get information out about your nonprofit, whether it be information specifically about what you do, or you've got a small fundraiser going and you want to come out and sell tickets, just give us a call and we'll find a business that can.
I love
sponsor
seeing
you.
when, like, say, the high school dance teams or bands or some of our local gymnastic or dance teams, when they go to like Pioneer Plaza there, and they usually do like some demos and things on Friday, or maybe like one of the karate dojos or something. They always have little. Usually it's youth out there, and
absolutely.
I love that because they get to. It's like entertainment in the park there, and you get to hang out and sit on the pedestal by the statue there and sit back and watch the performances and things. And so we'll be more of those for future Fridays here as the weather gets warmer.
Yes, absolutely. As our weather changes. So everybody, come on out tonight. We hope to see you.
Yeah. Again, officially, it's like 5:30 to about 8. But some of the merchants, they'll be doing stuff all day. Right now, they've got stuff. You can go to the individual pages of business websites and things to find out some of that. But and then generally speaking, a lot of the business will be staying open late tonight. And like I said, with reading and Dr. Seuss's birthday, plan on a lot of that stuff tonight. So come prepared to. You do some ooblex or wear your hats or come and meet some Dr. Seuss characters in the reel as you're going to see all that tonight.
Yes.
So come on out and have some fun. Bring the whole family and be prepared to just spend a good time eating, dining, shopping, and just seeing the best of Roswell and what it has to offer.
Yes.
Very cool.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you letting me come in.
Anytime. We'll see you next time, if not sooner. I know if we need stuff between then. I know you guys got a lot going on, so we need to get you in more. Then,
well, and I got another group that I want to get in here.
Very good.
Friends of the Chavez County Sheriff's Office.
Very good.
Yes.
I love the Sheriff's Department. They do a lot of great stuff for us.
They do. Yes.
We owe them a lot.
Yes.
All right. It is 9:54.